All right, good afternoon. The sad time has come. I am making the journey back home in my Tesla from Pop Century here in Walt Disney World back up to New Jersey. So I did it, coming down. So I'm going to do another video going back up just to show the experience, maybe go into some more detail about everything. So pretty much I just put everything into the Tesla's GPS now. So it looks like our first stop on this journey will be in Jacksonville. Then we have South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and then finally I'll be back home. I'll make another stop in New Jersey because it's routing me with like a low percentage before I get back to my house. But yeah, we should, if I drove all the way through, I'd be there by 9 a.m. it looks like, but that ain't happening. It's 2 o'clock now, and there ain't no way I'm driving all the way through and being up for over 24 hours. All right, goodbye, Disney. See you real soon. And it looks like we're hitting that great US 4 traffic here in Central Florida. So eventually I have to merge in and we're going to be cruising in bumper to bumper for a little bit. Alright, so about another 30 minutes until we get to Jacksonville's first stop. Currently in the car we're at 32% and it says we'll be at Jacksonville's charger with 17% battery left, and we'll charge up there and maybe take a little break, get maybe a snack, a drink, and push onward. Alright, made it into Jacksonville. So this charger is one of the more expensive ones, but it's still not too bad. If we're looking down the full breakdown, I'm already at $9.40, and we're at 48% in charge. So probably finish up maybe about, I want to say maybe $18. Nah, probably a lot less actually. Maybe 15. But got some chips, got some tea, and a little energy shot. We'll be on our way to, let's see, what's our next stop? Next stop is actually quite a far one. It's going to be in South Carolina, so I'm going to go right through Georgia. Next stop would be in South Carolina, which would be, if I left once this charge is done, be there about 8 o'clock. It's about 3 hours from here. So we'll see. I'll probably take another break sometime between that now and then, though. It's a bit far to drive straight through to South Carolina, but we'll see. I just finished up the charge here in Jacksonville, Florida. Next stop will be in South Carolina, it looks like. It'll be 2 hours and 32 minutes away. 182 miles. It's currently 5:16. It says we'll be there by 7:48-ish, so but just about 8 o'clock. And then the next one after that, I believe, is in North Carolina. Right? Yep, North Carolina will be the next one after that. So let's make our way over. Just about another 30 minutes till we get to the South Carolina charger. It's 7:36 currently, so we should be there by 8:06. Charge up, use the restroom, and pretty good on snacks, but we'll double check to see where this one is and then see if there's any like food or drinks that we want to pick up. Alright, made it here to South Carolina. It's actually in the back of a Wendy's parking lot, which is pretty convenient. But it looks like, let's see, what time is it? 8:20. I'll charge up here. It says about like 30 minutes or so. Then make the journey over to, looks like North Carolina would be the next stop. Two stops in North Carolina. First one looks like we would arrive at 10:50-ish, maybe closer to 11. Then the second one will end up being at 1:30 in the morning, but I don't think I'm going to continue that. I might just stop before then and then finish up the rest tomorrow. But let's see, here's a look at the current route going forward. Down over there, we got all this. It says the next stop would be there for North Carolina, then the next one at the edge of North Carolina, and then that should get us through almost all of Virginia, almost back up to Washington, D.C. I think North Carolina might be the place to stop. Possibly around that charge point might be the best option. And then here's a look at the charging price rate. So it's 31 cents. So far I've $8.37 put into the charge so far. Alright, just finishing up the charge here. So we're about, let's say $18.50. We'll round it up to an even number there. But time to make our way towards the next stop. Alright, so I decided, because there was an accident on the highway, that we had a major delay. It was probably about an hour to push us back. So I decided to stop here in South Carolina. Got a nice hotel room with about, I think it was like $215, I think, for the night. But super nice. Gave me some water. Nice bathroom, nice everything. I'll give you a little tour. And first of all, start with the bathroom. So you got this really nice sink. Toilet, massive shower. You come out of the bathroom, you have this nice TV, nice stand here. Got a fridge, coffee maker, microwave, decent sized bed. It looks like, maybe, I think that's a king. They have this nice little living room area. Got a clock with some USB ports on there, some more plugs, another TV and a desk. A window that has some leaves on it. It's a little blind that we could pull up, but yeah, it's pretty nice. And then this is the hotel I'm staying at, the Fairfield by Marriott. Alright, good morning. So great stay here at the hotel. Very nice compared to that first one I stayed at when I was coming down. But now it's time to get back on the road. Maybe they're supposed to have a complimentary breakfast. I'll probably check that out first. See if there's anything worth my while. And then back on the road. Should be about another like 10 hours, I think, about that. But let's get this show on the road. Alright, double checked on that complimentary breakfast. About the same stuff, cereals, bagels. They did have like blueberry muffins, so I did take one of those. But I think now it's time to start that journey back. I re-put in our route. First stop will be in just inside of North Carolina, it looks like. Be an hour and 36 minutes away. But let's head on over. Alright, I seen that sombrero right over there, right across the street. So that means we are actually not even across the street. It's gonna be on our side here. There it is. We made it to the borderline between South and North Carolina, the great tourist destination here. I hear the hotel's a little, or motel I guess they would call it, is a little rough, but it's a cool little thing to see while you're driving down to Florida or driving through like North Carolina and South Carolina. Pretty neat. Alright, here's the current rate for the charge, up to $8.75. It says about 2 more minutes to finish up charging. I might just linger a little bit. Just got some chicken nuggets from the McDonald's, because there's a McDonald's right over that way. So I got some nuggets, some coffee, so we'll just finish that up, charge up a bit, and then continue onward. I believe the next stop, there is another North Carolina stop. So based on the GPS location here, it's saying that I should be getting back to my house around 8 o'clock tonight, which I was hoping to be back a little bit earlier, but 8 o'clock's not too bad. So it's, I guess I've driven a good amount of time though so far, so I guess it's like almost like a good midpoint. But so far, I guess for the drive up, so I'm about midway through, I've spent probably about $40 on charging, so not too bad so far. I think so far for the round trip up to this point, I think I'm up to like $155, so nothing too crazy versus if I was to drive my gas car or gas SUV I had at the time. I was planning on driving down with. It would cost me a lot more money, probably at least $200 one way and probably $200 back, so probably about $400 total. All right, charged up to 64%. Got 2 hours to the next stop, and we should be there with like about 20% battery left. Get there at 1:22. It is 11:16. So let's continue on the journey. All right, made it to the second North Carolina stop. So it said we should be here for like 10 minutes. That's just to give us enough juice to make it to the Virginia charge port. But I always like to give it a little extra. So we got another, let's just say maybe 15 more minutes, and then we'll make our way up to Virginia. And then the next stop will be in New Jersey. And then, yeah, we'll be pretty much home. This journey back up, it definitely feels a lot quicker than going down. I think maybe it's just more traffic going down, or I'm not sure, but it definitely feels a lot quicker. All right, so technically done with the charge, just about at 80%. I would probably cut it off there, but we'll get to the next destination in about 3 hours. Should be about 5:30. It's 2:45ish now. 183 miles away, and I should get there with about 14%, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. It all depends on how the car we drive on the major roads, if there's traffic, you know, high rates of speed, low rates of speed. But we'll be leaving here in probably about 2 or 3 minutes now, so be back on the road shortly. But so far this charge, we're up to about $19. And I went from being, I think like we got here about like 8% or so, maybe 10. I made it here to Virginia. It's about 6:20ish. Just finishing up the charge now. Went into the Target. I did extend my charge though, because I was going to spend a little bit more time in Target to pick something up and then get a coffee from the Starbucks. But should be continuing on shortly here, and the next stop I'll put in one in New Jersey, closer to my house, and then I'll be home. So it should be about 9:30, 10 o'clock, the latest maybe 11, but should be there soon. All right, made it back to New Jersey. I'll hit a lot of traffic on the way back up here. Kind of started in probably Virginia, I would say. Virginia, Maryland, a little bit in Delaware, New Jersey. People are driving crazy up here. But currently it's 10:30. Charging up at one of the closer charging stations near my house. And then I'll make my way over back home, and I'll do a final cost comparison to my gas car if I was to have driven that, what the total cost was with gas versus the electric charging, and we'll even throw in the hotel expenses in there just to get a final cost review of going down and coming back up, what everything costs at the end. And if maybe I'll compare it to see if it would have been cheaper than if I was to fly down. But I'll crunch all those numbers and I'll probably tomorrow morning or maybe on Tuesday. And yeah, we'll see what the final costs are. Alright, back to finishing this video. Took me a little bit to finish it up. Got sick once I came back, but got the final totals of everything. So I have the most recent flight I took down to Florida back in January. Then I got an estimated value of the Ford Explorer, what that would have taken to drive down, and with the Tesla. So I'm using the same hotel number to compare the Explorer to the Tesla. But so we'll start it off with the airfare. So airfare cost $500 when I went down back in January. Parking my car there cost $200. The Uber from the airport to the hotel was $52, and then I took a Lyft from the hotel back to the airport, which was an additional $30. So it came to a total of $782. Some Ubers I've seen, kind of varies. It could go up, could be down. I've seen it. I've had Ubers that I would pay for that same route go for 35 to sometimes 30. 30 was a low number, but normally it's 35 to 75 I've had in the past. So 782 is the total for that. Estimated Explorer hotel fee, we put down 406. That was the rounded up a little bit on the hotels for both the Tesla and the Explorer, so we're at 406. Gas, I'm estimated we probably would have filled up about 8 times, between $40 and $60 probably a fill up. so about 300 to 480. So my total for the Explorer would have been somewhere between 726 and 886. And then for the cost of the Tesla with the supercharging came to total of 215 round trip. Hotel was at 406, so it came to $621. So I would say it was saved a bit of money, about $100 to maybe 200 or more. The airplanes, it's always a quick trip, but you also do risk the layovers and stuff like that, where if there's a delay, you have to stay there for a bit, or if you are doing like a layover somewhere, you stop somewhere, there's might be even further delays and stuff like that. And the parking, I think the most I've ever paid for parking might have been like about $250. So yeah, it could add up really quick. So I know it is a quick journey to get down there fast, but sometimes driving down, a little bit more scenery, a little bit cheaper, so you have more money to spend on your vacations or whatever other destinations you're going to. But yeah, that's my full breakdown. I did save, say if we went on the low end of the Explorer, about $100, and about 160 versus the airplane, so not too bad. Definitely, I think I might do the trip again. It was kind of nice, relaxing drive down there. Was able to, see all the different states and stuff like that. I mean, some of the roads were dark at night. Like, there's not a single light on some of those roads down there versus up here in the north where there's lights everywhere. But yeah, it was cool. And yeah, that's my full breakdown of what it was like to drive from New Jersey to Florida, then from Florida back to New Jersey, and how much it actually cost.